Good morning, everybody. Welcome to my first ever vlog. I'm very excited, and of course my day is going to start off with a coffee. I am truly addicted. There is nothing I love better than freshly brewed French press coffee in the morning. My husband and I have always had a ritual of having coffee together in the morning since we started having children 5 years ago. So we pour each other coffee. We know how each other has it, and we'll often go out on the back deck and enjoy it in the sunshine before the day really begins. I had a busy little day this morning. I had to get some washing done, get the kids off to daycare. My husband had work, and then I needed to go to the shops to get a couple of things. I took our youngest son with us. I haven't had breakfast at this point, but I'm definitely getting there. Tuesday morning. Week 1, Tuesday morning, and I am trying to catch up on my water intake because I haven't had any this week. Not this week. I haven't had any today. I've been to the shops this morning, had to drop the kids off at daycare, and this one's being a stage 10 clinger. I did get a tripod finally, so now I can film things, just one of the little tiny ones, so I can put it on desktops and stuff. But I've been looking for something. You know how I've been stacking my phone on top of books and like formula tins and stuff to get it to the right height. So this should hopefully make it a bit easier to get things at the right height. I found a cute little bullet journal that came out due now, and it's like a grey linen cover, which is really sweet. And I've been wanting to try out a bullet journal for ages, but I don't want to commit to one because I'm not creative enough to be like filling it out. And I'm too time poor to fill out a planner every week. Like, have to draw it up. These was only $5, so I think that's okay. That's okay to try out. And I have been looking, I'm not necessarily gonna use it for a planner. I do have something I want to put in there. So I'll give it a try and see what it looks like. I also sat down today to write out some meal plan ideas for my back to work glow up goals. I'm writing out breakfast, lunch, and some snack ideas that are easy to take to work. The reason I'm not planning dinners as well is because we always eat dinner as a family, so I will meal plan once a week and do all 7 dinners. The breakfast and lunches and snacks that I'm writing out here are just for me. So the kids have their standard breakfast, my husband has his standard breakfast. I'm going to choose some different ideas that I will eat during the day, particularly at work, so that I can buy and plan the ingredients for my work lunches instead of just taking leftovers from the night before. While I was here, I also made myself a chicken avocado and cheese toasty with some mineral water for lunch. I'd love to read your easy lunch ideas in the comments too, so let me know. So I have had a coffee so far for breakfast. I don't know if any other moms out there can relate. I'm sure you can, but I don't have time in the morning for any real breakfast, even though it is the most important meal of the day. And I managed to get everybody else breakfast. Can't get myself breakfast, but that's all right. Luckily, I love coffee. We are just going to tidy up around the house. I have a bit of work to do when the kids have a nap, but other than that, boring day. I'm just going to give my car a quick clean, something I've been meaning to do for about 2 months. Finally going to get that done today. The kids are playing in the car. Lou was asleep in the car, so take my chance. Whoa, shove it. Am I keeping you awake? I don't know how anybody vlogs because this is difficult. I talk to myself all the time, but actually having to talk to a camera is weird. What have I done today? We actually had a super busy morning. I had to drop the kids off. I took Buster for a walk and we got swooped by magpies. So first time this season. Apparently it's gonna be a long magpie season because it's warmed up so quickly that the magpies have started breeding season early. So yay. Luckily the magpies that live around my house recognize us, and people say that they can. People say they're really clever and they recognize faces, so they know the people who are around often. So we have several magpies that live around our house, and we've got a park across the road. So a lot of magpies, and I've never been swooped in the 3 years that I've lived here. So hopefully that will continue. They're very friendly when it's not breeding season. Went for a walk with Buster, and then I dropped him home and set him up for the day with some food and water. And then we had to go into the city. We did some patient travel forms for my daughter. We're traveling to Brisbane on Monday. And because we have to obviously fly and book accommodation and everything overnight to attend the hospital appointment, the patient travel subsidy scheme that the government runs should reimburse us for some of the money, but we'll see. It's been approved. They've accepted the application, so we've just got to see now how much we'll actually get back, because they don't cover extra little fees like credit card charges on Webjet and GST and all that stuff. So we'll put in all the stuff after we've been, and then see how much we get back. And then we went to the library. I had books due, and I also got a few out. I might show you actually. I'll show you the books that I got out. You can always tell what I'm anxious about by the books that I borrow from the library. I'm a real non-fiction person, and if I'm concerned about something, I generally try and go and find a book to read about it. And after that, we just went to Target. I had to get a new high chair for Boo Boo, who's smiling at me. He is about to start solids, and our old high chair, it still works. It's just the squishy bit that they sit on has gotten moldy, like it's ripped and the inside's gotten moldy. So I'm just like, no, we're not gonna use it. So I went and got a cheap one that he can use. I got some new bath towels for the kids, new tea towels, and came home. And we've just been hanging out. I haven't been to the gym all week, which has been annoying considering I'm trying very hard to be healthier and, you know, increase or change my habits. My husband's schedule is a bit odd at the moment. He often starts work quite early in the morning, and there's never a guarantee that he's going to finish on time. So every afternoon when he's meant to finish around 3 o'clock, he's been late all this week. Yeah, it's frustrating because once it hits that sort of 5 o'clock witching hour time, it's hard to get away to get to the gym. If he gets home at 3 o'clock today, I'm going to brave the school run and go to the gym before I pick up the kids from daycare, and he can look after my little fella. Yes, you. What are you doing? Ideally, I'd like to go to the gym before the day starts, but I stay up far too late. I'm up to like 11:30 midnight every night, and getting out of bed at 6:30 with the kids is a struggle every morning. So as much as I would like to be the kind of person who wakes up at 4 a.m. to go to the gym, not in this season of life. Because the only time I get to myself is late at night when the kids are asleep, and the littlest one doesn't go to sleep until like 8:30, 9 o'clock. So it's that late before I'm even sitting down to get stuff done. It is what it is. But yeah, finding the ideal time to go to the gym is difficult. So this is real life. My house is a bit of a tip all the time. So I'm going to use one of my favorite hacks for really quickly tidying up, and that is getting a basket and going through each room of the house. And what I'm going to do is put everything, I'm just going to pick up an item. If it belongs in that room, it goes away. If it does not belong in that room, it goes in the basket. And this just collects all the stuff. I don't get distracted by taking something to another room and then putting it away and then realizing that that room's messy, so I get distracted in there. It just is a really good way of tidying everything really quickly. And then I just have a basket of stuff that I've got to find a home for, and a lot of it ends up being rubbish, so I just chuck it out. So let's get on with that. I just dropped the kids off. It was a rough night with this one last night. I only got to bed about midnight, and then he woke up around 3. I think it took an hour to get him back to sleep. And then he wanted to sleep in our bed. He settled in our bed, so it was just a bit. I just dropped the kids off at daycare. I think this makeup is the only thing making me look the least bit alive today. We'll see if I get a nap. I try not to nap. I used to have naps every day when I was pregnant, and I just found I was eating in too much time. I found I never had enough time to do the things I wanted to do, so I stopped napping and used the 2 hours that I used to nap during the day to do other stuff, which has been great. I feel like I've achieved a lot more, but obviously it means I'm more tired. So we'll see how we go today. With me. Oh yes. today is, I suppose you'd call it a tuna melt. Some toast, avocado. I couldn't decide if I wanted the cheese on top or underneath the tuna, so I've done one of each. And I'm drinking my caffeine today to keep me awake. So I promised to show you the books I got from the library. I don't really buy books anymore because I don't have a space to store them. And I find that the library has just about everything. Every time I go in there, I find something to read. So it also sort of came about, not so much for my books or books my husband reads, but the kids' books. We were getting a lot of kids' books, and I find that the kids would read them, or I would read them and realize they weren't great. Like, they weren't, I didn't love reading them. So now I will go, every time I go to the library, I get like 3 or 4 books, kids' books, and then we read them. Like, I have a quick flick through at the library, but we read them at home, and if I don't particularly like reading them, they can just be returned. I don't have to read books over and over again that I don't enjoy reading. So, and the kids always find something that they like. My daughter always requests something about dinosaurs, and they always love animal books. So I keep an eye out for books that they like. And sometimes we find real gems from the cover you would enjoy, but then you read it and you're like, oh my God, this is a great book. So I think the library's fabulous for that sort of thing. Anyway, these are the ones that I got. This was just, it's a young adult novel, youth fiction. We Are the Fire, and it was just on the new books stack. I love having a look at all the new books because it's like buying a book, but you don't have to. So it looks like it's a bit odd. The kids are stolen when they're babies and undergo this mutation to turn them into like the crazy animal things that can wield fire. So I'll give it a go. I also have borrowed Toddler Whispering, and I found another one, The Toddler Brain, when I was over looking at like mindset books. So I'm interested to have a read. These are both non-fiction, but I am interested to have a read about them. I'm having some real trouble at the moment with my middle son, and he's just in a phase that's quite difficult, but he is definitely more of a challenge than my daughter was at that age. So I guess I'm looking for a bit of support, looking for some strategies on how to survive this challenging period of time. So those are the 3 books that I've got. I had to renew a book that I have out already, a fiction book that I'm not quite finished with yet. But that's all. I'll return them in 3 weeks and get some new ones. Go.
I love it. Oh, that's going onto my bagels.
First workout using the Sweat app done at the gym. I went down on a Sunday because it was empty, which I was hoping for. And that also meant that I got to do a little bit of filming of my workouts, which obviously I'm not going to do when there are people there because that's embarrassing. So the app didn't like it though. I'm using the Sweat app and it didn't like that I wanted to pause it to jump out and film something while I was working out. So I actually ended up doing extra work because I kept stopping, pausing the workout, filming the exercise I was doing, an extra set, and then going back in. So good job, me. Cool. All right, I'm gonna finish off the video here. In review of the first week, I wouldn't say I've felt a lot of difference. I'm definitely looking forward to getting back into more of a rhythm with the gym. Obviously, I'm still trying to find my groove, and eating wise has been difficult this week because we were so short on groceries. Next week, I am hoping to just continue the momentum and keep building.